everyone, it is tea time with the diva. Grab your tea, grab your coffee, because we're gonna get into it. This tea time is dedicated to Teddi Mellencamp. I'm dedicating this video to her, and it took me so long to do this video because you know what, of her condition. She is battling stage 4 cancer. She has 3 young children, a estranged husband. But what I do like about her and her estranged husband is they announced before she was diagnosed that they were getting a divorce. But as a result of her diagnosis, they decided to pump the brakes on their divorce and kind of support each other through this, tumultuous time. And the reason why it took me so long to do this video, because it's always devastating and heart wrenching when someone is diagnosed with a disease that could potentially take their life. So it took me a while, especially because she has young children, and it's just heartbreaking. And especially because I kind of got to know her through the Housewives shows. And with all of these Housewives shows, what we all got to understand is, unfortunately, they're always going to need a villain. They're always going to put the blame on somebody's back. And the way that they cut up and chop up the footage, sometimes it doesn't leave the person, the personality on said show, looking good, right? They're kind of like leave them looking in a bad light. But I like Teddi and how she's fighting this battle. She's giving it all she's got. And her spirits are up. And, I just like the way that she's handling and kind of going through battling such a devastating diagnosis. So let me go ahead and share screen. We're going to hear her speak, and then I'll get into this article that I have. So let's take a listen.
My dad or my kids or my friends. I think everybody wants me just to be super positive all the time. But one of my coping mechanisms is being sarcastic. So I'm like, well, that's going to be D-Day. Not in front of my kids, I don't say it, but I'm like, but that's D-Day. What do you mean? We can't talk, and they're like, Teddi, no, we need constant positivity. But like sometimes I feel like constant positivity can be toxic, for me at least, because I would rather joke about it and then have the best possible outcome than be completely in denial about it and then have my heart broken. We're living under the same roof. I'm in the primary, and he is in one of the guest rooms. I mean, it's hilarious. We'll text, like, both of us go to bed super early, but we'll text and be like, do you want to work out in the morning? Do you want to do this? And there's just, it's fun now. Like it's I can't complain about it because it was all the things that I loved about our marriage, but without all the problems. I think that we both have enough respect for one another and our kids that we have put the brakes on continuing the divorce right now. I don't think it's the healthiest thing for either me or Edwin to be out like duking it out with our lawyers, spending money unnecessarily. So we're just trying to support each other right now. But I think, ultimately we've made our decisions. I think the hardest part for him is I one of the biggest flaws I made in our marriage was always pretending everything was okay. And now I am so far from that. And he's never seen me show weakness or sadness. And like now there's no hiding it. Like I'm having a bad day, like I'm probably sobbing and I'm probably like, I don't feel good, or I feel insecure, or I feel sad, or I feel whatever, or I need a new job, or like there's so many, or like I want to be the same exact mom I was. And he's like, you can't be at this moment, and that is okay. You took your daughter to a birthday party and then you came home and you were tired. That's okay. um where I don't know, I think I just would have faked it before, but he's given me kind of like the rest, you're okay, or go do it, that's fine. I think I'm so grateful for that support that like it really makes me embrace our friendship and realize why we were such good friends. In regards to our separation, I think that we didn't communicate exactly what we needed. And I think when that happens over time, you start to lose a part of what you were happiest with. And just more and more time passed, and that's kind of how it went down. I think they realize when I'm in pain, and I think they realize how massive the surgery was. But I don't know that they know the rest. I think if anything, they're a little bit scared. Um, but like I am gonna fight really hard. I can't imagine my life without them. So I'm gonna do everything I possibly can, no matter how mean it makes me. All three of my kids and my stepdaughter, they're all very different personality types. Like Slate wants to know every crumb of every detail. She's my identical human. Like we look the same, we talk the same, we have all the same issues. So she wants every detail. Cruz is like a worry wart. So like the other night, he's in the room with me. We're watching one of our favorite shows, Mass Singer, and at first he's all, like, is that you? And I'm like, I'm telling you, none of these are gonna be me. None of these are me. But he's like, can I have a sip of your water? And I'm like, yeah, sure, bud. And then I handed it to him, and then he goes, oh no. I'm like, what? And he's like, you already took a sip. I'm like, so what? I'm not sick. And he goes, you're contagious. And I'm like, I'm not contagious. There's nothing about me contagious. You can have the water. And he's like, I'm not trusting it. Not trusting it. But and then my little one, she just does everything. Like if I'm putting ice on my head, she's putting ice on her head. I don't know that she necessarily understands, but Slate and Cruz do. Like Cruz is always the one saying the things that I'm like, did he really just say that? He's like, did you get the letter when you were in the hospital? And I was like, what letter? And he's like, Mom, my entire class, we wrote you a letter. I go, well, how did everybody know? And he goes, Mom, you're all over the internet.
Mm, mm. Just heart wrenching, right? Let me go ahead and share a screen. But she has a positive attitude, and I think that matters a lot. Okay, this is what I want to share. So, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Teddi Mellencamp says she's heartbroken by fans' comment that her cancer is terminal. Mellencamp, who was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer in February, recently revealed that doctors had discovered 4 additional tumors on her brain. Teddi Mellencamp shared her emotional reaction to fans' comment about the reality star's likeliness of surviving her battle with cancer. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills alum 43, who was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer in February, revealed Wednesday that her doctors recently found 4 more tumors in her brain. Mellencamp previously shared that her melanoma has metastasized to her brain and lungs. On Thursday, Mellencamp posted a screenshot featuring a comment from a fan which read, "This is so heartbreaking. Typically, stage 4 cancer is terminal, especially with metastasis. I'm praying that Teddi heals and is an outlier." These kind of comments make me feel really bad, the mother of 3 wrote on a post she shared on her Instagram story. I will say this though, maybe, and I understand she's a public figure, but maybe she should lay off of the social media because listen, you can never control a comment. And some people are going to be kind, and probably most people will not. I know people are trying to help, but heartbreaking for me to read. She continued. Of course, I know the chances. Um, but I truly believe with my whole heart that I will beat this and watch my kids graduate. Mellencamp, who is the daughter of the rock icon John Mellencamp, shares daughter Slate 12, Dove 5, and son Cruz 10 with her estranged husband Edwin. In November, Mellencamp filed for divorce from Edwin after 13 years of marriage. In her post, the TV personality went on to joke she was also fighting to stay alive so that she could vent on her two T's in a podcast and annoy my siblings by reminding everyone I'm the favorite. During the interview with Us Weekly published on Tuesday, Mellencamp shared that doctors have discovered the additional tumors after she underwent emergency brain surgery last month. Mellencamp, who has been battling skin cancer since 2022, told the outlet that she was in a fight of her life. However, she said she is determined to remain positive for her family, friends, and herself. I'm fighting for my life, Mellencamp told the outlet, but also for my family's life and all the people I love. In February, after medication became ineffective for her migraines, Mellencamp began feeling severe pain. She was rushed to the emergency room with Edwin. The pain had become something I never felt before, she said. They diagnosed me with multiple brain tumors, but the ER doc says he cannot take them out. They got to get me into Cedar Sinai Hospital. And I'm like, can't you get me there tonight? I want to go tonight. I had 6 brain tumors and 2 lung tumors. They all came from the melanoma that metastasized into these tumors inside my body. Oh God. I know people are trying to help out, but heartbreaking for me to read. That's what she wrote about the post that someone wrote about her cancer being terminal. Her Real Housewives of Beverly Hills co-star Kyle Richards made a few phone calls to get her into the hospital immediately. Listen, Kyle, come on, Kyle. Kyle saved the day, Mellencamp said. I believe it was within 24 hours that an incredible surgeon was able to remove 4 tumors from my brain. I didn't know they had been there for 6 months to a year, and we had no idea. Mellencamp began radiation and immunotherapy treatment immediately after her surgery, which took a toll on her body. I thought I was going to feel like how I felt after my neck lift, she said. My reaction is always a headache. And I found out that good news because it means that the immunotherapy or radiation is killing your cancer. In a post on her Instagram story Wednesday, Mellencamp said after undergoing both radiation and immunotherapy the day before, she felt so tired and run down, but I know it's going to get better again. Something that everyone can keep in mind. I kind of thought that I already beaten it. And then a couple days later, I found out I have 4 more tumors. So there are so many different highs and lows. And yeah, but I learned a lot. Mellencamp also shared her famous father calls to check in on her every day. Some days I'm in the mood. I want a pep talk, she said. I tell him I'll talk to you tomorrow. I'll be more prep talk ready, but I love you. Mellencamp said that John, who survived a heart attack when he was 36, that that's her dad, has also given her advice on coping with her health struggles. I remember his life changing, his life completely changing, Mellencamp said, of the Jack and Diane singer. And some of the moments when I felt really scared, I was like, hold on, I'm not changing everything about my life. I want more things. I want to keep building. But he's like, there are moments when you emotionally won't be able to control how you're feeling because of a certain medication or a certain whatever, and you have to give yourself some grace and know this isn't you sometimes, and that's okay. Whew, listen, I'm praying. She actually looked very nice with her short hair too. I'm praying for her family, for herself, for her kids, even for her estranged husband, for her husband to stay with her, knowing she filed for divorce and fight this battle for her. You can tell that in the beginning their true connection was friends because he reverted back and now he's being a true friend to her, not just for her but for the kids too. So blessings. Listen, guys, chat with me in the comments, and when I get an opportunity, I will chat back. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you will be notified. If you are a subscriber, welcome back. Everybody, thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts. And like I said, everybody, let's all join together and pray for Teddi. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button. I'll see you on the next video.